show. Thanks for tuning in. Here it comes.
It's really
again.
loud.
I dig it. I like it loud. It works better.
Sorry, I have to do these breathe right strips because my nose sounds like somebody has inserted an elephant into it.
And that's crazy. I mean, like, for a really long time, for like 10 years, in different ways, you've struggled with your nostrils. I know that sounds funny, but...
It's not funny, and it's inaccurate because it's been my entire life.
Oh, my bad.
Really, it has been.
No, I just remember, like you being on stage and stuff, and you'd said you get, like, mucus buildup sometimes, and it just fuck everything up.
That's because, that's diet related and alcohol related, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
Wow. I'm sitting here with...
I can't, bro.
You can't, bro. I can, bro.
That strip across your nose, man.
You like it?
It's very becoming.
We are here with Bentley McCoy.
Hello.
Of the McCoy family.
Correct. An extended family of the McCoy clan in Scotland.
Is that true?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, Bentley, how old are you, and what do you do for a living currently?
I am 33 years old, and I am the lowest ranking manager at a, auto repair shop, big, giant corporate auto repair shop.
You say lowest ranking?
Yeah, they call it the customer experience manager of tire sales.
Okay.
So
is that a position where you would want to move up more, or like they start you out there to see how you work?
Typically. I mean, it's weird, man. I feel like I'm pretty okay. People tell me I'm good sometimes. People tell me that sucks sometimes. But I feel like I'm pretty okay at customer service. That doesn't mean I enjoy working with people.
Okay.
And, I mean, it's hard to quantify. So, like, if you're, I guess, I don't know how to compare it. So, I have counterparts that work at other big name corporate.
Oh my God, clear your throat. When people's voice sounds different like that, it makes me cringe really bad.
Does my voice sound better now?
It sounds better.
Okay, good. No, and I've talked to I've made friends with people that do my job at other big name corporate businesses like mine, and their responsibility is a lot less and they make a lot less, right?
Really?
So yeah, it's weird. And my company pays my position very well, and that's not me being braggadocious. It's more me, like, one of the aspects of my job where it just kind of blows my mind. I'm so thankful where I'm at, but there's a lot of responsibility, and every single time a customer is pissed off, that's one of your responsibilities.
You're the first person to be thrown into the fire?
Yeah, fuck it, because you talk to them 3 times when other people have talked to them once. They see your face at the front counter.
Yeah.
We only have one other guy that works for me, a guy that I just am so thankful he works for us. He's amazing. He's just not a very good salesperson. And that's all right, because that's the one major area where I can compensate, for another teammate. And there's some of the more mundane administrative stuff that he very much excels at, and I think it's a good team. But 9 times out of 10, when customers are pissed off, they've seen your face 10 times and everyone else's once. So people suck, dude.
Okay, so yeah, that takes me to excuse me, that's my bad.
You dinged. I'm gonna edit that out. That's okay. No, don't edit it out. It's natural. How dare you, Rusty? Who was it?
Well, if I don't edit it out, then I'll edit this out of me talking about not editing it. Okay. Customer service.
Yeah.
So one of my biggest things that I notice in people, and I try to notice myself doing it, is dealing with customer service people, customer service industry. You're talking with somebody and they aren't treating you the way you would like to be treated. So we'll say you're at Walmart. Let's not do that. Let's say you're a step up. You're at Target. And you want to talk to somebody in customer service. You want to return an item or, something simple. So they ask for the receipt, but they ask for the receipt maybe a little bit aggressive because maybe they've been having a crappy day or something.
Yeah.
Hold on. So your response to that, it all depends on what mood that you showed up having. If you were in a happy mood and they kind of approach the receipt thing aggressively, that might put you in a bad mood. Dude, and you read it wrong.
Well, and there's more to it, right? So like,
there's a lot more to it.
But you know me very well, and you know that I can very much, in a very condescending way, like I match energies. It's like, you go ahead and decide how we're gonna act.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like
you're not afraid to just jump in and make it awkward.
Condescending, rude. Like if that's how you want to play it, I could play that all the way to the point that you want to beat my fucking ass. Like, and ask any of my friends, they'll tell you it gets there sometimes. Like, but no, and that's not great, and that's what I mean. I'm good at customer service, the robotical part, making the phone calls, talking to the customers, distributing information on a mass scale. Yeah. Like I'm okay at that. But when it comes to it's hard to say wrong, right? Like how can you say that they're wrong for having the feelings they're having? But when it comes to incorrect feelings or inadequate feelings.
What do you mean by that?
Incorrect feelings. Bentley, you did this because you're trying to scam money out of me.
So you just mean assumptions.
Well, her feeling that I'm trying to take money from her, and I'm thinking of one specific customer. It was an extreme case, but you just did and it's like that's incorrect. How could you possibly feel like I'm trying to I work for a large corporate company. Every single keystroke I make on my computer, I have to put in my password. Like Big Brother knows what I'm doing. I'm not, and not only that, I'm not that guy. I don't want to scam from you. Like no, fuck you. But it's
no.
When somebody is being excessively aggressive, it's just like, I don't know, excessively aggressive behavior is not what I deal best with. And unfortunately, it's one of the most important part of my job. Oh, no, fortunately, it's one of the most important part of my jobs. I mean, the perspective on it has to be right, but dude.
Do you find yourself mirroring
energy?
Yeah.
Oh,
like you said, you can match it, but I mean, do you find yourself like involuntary or voluntarily mirroring? I'm sure it depends on the situation,
weird.
right?
Like I know this is weird. My job, like sometimes halfway through my day, I pretty much cut off eye contact with people. It's weird. Like I just, and I say hi to them but like, it's like I'm constantly doing stuff and it's just like, you know what I mean? And it's just, I talk to them and I have conversations with them and I try to establish, positive connections short term, but
that's an energy sucker.
It is, dude. It's hard. And by the end of the day, I can't even make eye contact.
I don't think I could do that. You have that personality. You totally do.
What?
If somebody comes up to you, you have no hesitation and just like, hey, I'm Bentley and
I'm Bentley.
Just trying to establish something. I feel like that's like your nature, pretty much. But I can totally see how that can be really exhausting because you almost since that's something that you are more natural at. I feel like maybe it comes out easier, comes out more in abundance than other people who try to half-ass it or just completely force it.
Yeah.
I don't know what I just said.
That's all right.
But I feel like you're probably really good at your job and in that position. But like you said, if you get to a certain point in the day, I feel like that's the case for everybody, though.
Don't even want to make eye contact. Let's just finish our shit and go home. Here's your piece of paper, Mr. Customer. Here's your green, more important pieces of paper. Here's your coins.
Yeah, you're ready to go home.
Get the fuck out.
And they're ready to not be there anymore. And
sometimes they want to be. Sometimes they're rude. It's just a bunch. So, any other questions besides work? That's good too. Questions that don't have to do with work. That's gonna be so good.
Okay, so that's another question. Is something that I wanted to ask people is: do you think you have found your direction or your quote unquote path in life? Maybe not necessarily career wise, but have you honed in on a direction that you feel?
You know what I can tell you?
I don't know. Tell me.
Firestone has taught me a monumental pile of lessons that I can never repay them for what they've taught me. And it's weird. One of the things I'm most thankful for, and this is crazy, is learning, at least on a basic level, how to navigate a corporate company. Right. I never went to college, and I probably never will. I don't want to say never, because
no, you can go anytime.
Yeah, people say that.
Hold on. Let's just say you should be able to go anytime.
Yeah, no, just say it with me. Say it. You can go anytime. Say it.
You can go anytime.
You can go anytime.
You can go anytime.
It's so easy to say, bro. Dude, it took almost no effort. Say it again. You can go anytime.
You can go anytime.
Fuck off. No, but it's weird. They taught me how to navigate a large corporate company where the vast majority of the employees feel like they don't have a lot of time. And that is so invaluable. There are other sales positions out there, a ton of them, that are on the ground level that have big corporate companies behind them. And you have to know how to navigate that. There are companies. I'm more thankful to Firestone for teaching me that, I could have a pretty badass little future, I guess, if I work hard. And I'm so thankful to them. I really, really am. But it's hard because it's like, I don't know, dude. All day long, it's tough.
Yeah, I believe it.
It's tough. It makes you want to go home, and
you said it just depends on how you're feeling, but also how they're feeling, because emotions are contagious, and if somebody comes in with a shit attitude immediately, I can't imagine how hard it is to not have a shit attitude back, or at least really want to. And it almost we'll just say you don't. You keep your composure and you're totally nice to the person. They leave, then you blow up. Like, man, fuck that person, But you still let it out.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. If you can't just filter it and squash it completely and not dwell on it, that's going to be even harder. But to be able to at least keep your composure in front of somebody, I feel like is progress in some way.
Yeah.
But yeah, I can see it being extremely exhausting.
Yeah. Yeah. Just like your job, though. I'm not taking away from anybody else's hardness at work. But
yeah.
Cars, people.
People in cars?
People in cars. And parts.
Cars!
And vendors. And
boom, boom, boom. All right, let's just pause real quick. It's super easy to just hit record again.
Yeah, I know, but
and it's going to be really cool when we listen back to this. It's going to be, hey, we're going to take a quick pause. And we're back.
Oh, radio
See
magic.
how fast that was?
That was so not fast.
My. I'm going to ask you a question now.
Okay.
Would you like to hear the question?
Yes.
What are you doing? Are you setting the microphone on fire? Okay. What is one of the most embarrassing moments as a child that you had that you now find absolutely hilarious and don't mind sharing with everyone?
I can't. That's so funny. I think
Calm down.
Yeah, I think like that. I think about that shit that's happened to me in the past. That was absolutely devastating, but that it doesn't make any difference now whatsoever. Yeah. And I remember one time when I first moved here to Dallas, like my parents got divorced, and I followed my dad here to I lived with my mom for a while, then my dad picked me up from my mom's, and I lived with him for a while. Blah blah blah. Complicated, hard, whatever. Over it, right? But I remember it was like in the first 2 years I was at Hexter Elementary School, I somehow got into poison ivy. And when I tell you, from my fingertips to the tips of my toes, on my balls, on my dick, in my ass crack, it actually made parts of my torso swell up to like these big, like underneath my right arm, the entire like side boob area was literally swollen and puffy. I had this allergic reaction to poison ivy, and I was covered in it. And people like screamed at me and said I was diseased. Which, you know what? Here's the thing. They were right. I felt fucking diseased, dude. It was horrible. It was
my God.
6 weeks and
6 weeks?
Dude, it was crazy, dude. Special soap, multiple doctor's visits for checkups.
Wow. Yeah. Did you have to use like a top goal ointment after you?
Yes. every inch of
Bathed.
my body. Every inch of my body.
Wow, dude.
But I mean, imagine you've had poison ivy before, right? Just that.
If I have,
horrible,
I don't know that it was 100% poison ivy.
horrible, burning, itchy, inflamed, like not scratching. Not
Yes,
scratching? Are you fucking out of your mind? What do you mean not scratching? Of course I'm going to scratch this.
I feel like that would. I feel like I would remember that. So maybe I haven't actually had it.
Now imagine having that on your balls and
I don't want to.
And your anas.
Anas.
Anas. Yeah, it was horrible. One of the worst experiences of my life. And when I look back on it, is
Jeez.
like imagine just like pink blister face, because I got the poison ivy and I got the pink all over my face.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. No. Yeah.
Okay, that's a really good one.
Yeah. What about you? You got anyone? You got any good ones like that? What the fuck are you doing? Rusty, he was standing on his desk.
I was closing the vent because I feel like I can hear laughter through the vent. That might sound a little bit psychopathic.
No, but sound
super paranoid.
No,
like there's people in my duct. But no, it just travels through the house, through the duct.
That would just be your fiance and one of her besties chilling, laughing, having a good time.
Just gabbing it up.
It up. That's good. That's good.
Okay, so what's next, man?
I don't know, dude. This is your show.
Yeah, I don't have anything off the top of my head. I just realized that you asked me that same question. I don't have anything.
Yeah, you were
maybe something
when you were in school. You were kind of a rock star, so it's
maybe
almost
with something with poop or something.
like you shit your pants. Have you ever gone on a date and on the very first date, in the beginning of the date, you sharted?
Negative.
Bad enough that it concerned you.
Bad enough? I think if you sharted at all, it would be of a concern.
Major concern then.
Major concern. We're dealing with a minor concern here. I have a minor shart situation.
That's right. You don't carry a pocket knife to be cool or to protect your date in case of danger. Right? You carry a pocket knife in case you got to cut your underwear off in the bathroom.
What?
You know.
Why would you cut it off?
Well, it's better than taking your shoes off, undoing your shoes.
Oh my God. Then you get out of here. You got poop all over the side of your... I don't get it. What are you talking about?
Maybe. I guess. So
I feel like you make a mess.
Maybe I'm making a mistake.
You have poop on your back.
Maybe so a shart and a Hershey squirt are not the same thing.
Okay.
Is that right?
I don't know. I thought it was just a fart, a fart that contains shit matter.
And
that
so
shats out of your anus. I don't know how it works. That's like musical, like metal genres. I don't know how any of that stuff works. Post-hardcore.
How liberal are you with your editing?
I edit a lot of stuff.
Do you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is going to be a good one.
Okay. Give it to me.
What's one of your most memorable and or cherished moments you've had with someone else, whether it be family, an ex-partner, ex-friend, or alien, whatever?
A memorable moment that I've had with another person.
One of your most memorable moments with anyone.
Anyone
at all, any moment of your life.
But I have a bunch of memories like that. That's a hard one for me.
Yeah, I guess you don't have to name the most, but
No.
what's one
I have
that
one.
comes to mind?
I guess a simple way to look at it would be the first image like that you described that pops into my mind, right?
Sure.
So, my girlfriend and I, we've been dating for about a year, and I remember when I first made it known that I really want to date you. That's not really the terminology I use. I'm a lot more vulgar than that, but
I want to go out with you.
Yeah, I want to go out with you, and that was just my.
Let's go steady.
Yeah, it was my normal, vulgar, aggressive self, and she was like, I just want to be friends. And it's like she fucking stuck to that pretty hard. And by the way, friends meant meeting up to go dancing and have drinks and she would snuggle up on me and I'd be like, just friends, hun. She's like, yeah, man, just friends. Fuck. And then of course that's all through that. And so there we were, last summer we did like a lot of hiking and stuff. And we were, I forget which state park we were at, but it was one of the inner city ones. You know, there's huge inner city state parks. I mean, fucking massive.
Right.
And we were on this hike, and we saw this clearing where we knew there was going to be a river, and so we had to walk through this swampy, off-beaten, path, and once we got to like kind of where this cliff was and looked over it, dude, the river was filled with trash. I mean, it's disgusting, but it was disgusting in a beautiful way. It was weird. It almost...
That sounds very weird.
It's weird. It was weird. It's filthy, but
that's like finding a booger attractive.
It is, but when you...
I don't get it.
Wildlife and fish and birds, and all kinds of animals living down there. I mean, it was weird, but it was so much trash. And I don't know how to explain it. Like, there's trash everywhere, but you still saw the ground, and the ground looked damn healthy. Does that make sense?
No, I'm so lost right now.
It was a beautiful scenery that just had trash, man. There was just
there was just that there was trash.
Yeah,
in the way.
But there's so much trash. And
like everything else besides the trash was beautiful.
Absolutely beautiful.
Okay.
And so we sat there. We sat there and we talked about very private and very personal things.
Okay. Yeah.
Laughs and tears, literally for like 2 hours. We just talked about some gnarly things that can happen to you in your life, and it just so happened some of those gnarly things I knew a lot about, right? And so we just had this huge long talk, and right at the end of it, I mean, I was just being my smart ass because I'm always a smart ass, and I was just like, it's just friends, huh? Right at the end of this like horribly emotional conversation that lasted for hours, and I was like, just friends, huh? And she was like, yeah, I think so. And just grew from there, and now she's one of my best friends, and so we spend lots of time together, and that one moment sticks out in my mind.
That's good.
I wish it's hard because if you want to keep certain things private, right? It's hard to talk about like the context, like how powerful it really was, and explain the dynamics. But it was just, have you ever had a conversation with somebody that you cared about, and you can just kind of look back and go, well, that wasn't a normal conversation. Like just something about it was deep, or maybe hurtful,
you just feel like a productive and a solid connection that you just can't measure.
And that's I look back to that as like with Eve and I, where it really kind of started, where like that's when she finally got it. Like, because dude, how many times can you go on some dates and not find somebody that you can have that kind of conversation with? Could you go on 100?
Yeah,
I think so.
Easily.
Could you go on 200?
Maybe.
I think so. I think so. I know really.
That could also be a personal problem.
Yeah.
You're wanting something specific on the outside that attracts you initially, but what you really want is the good inside, and sometimes it doesn't match.
Yeah. Yeah. You've been through that before, have you?
Been through that, have you?
Been through that, have you?
Experienced that one, have you?
Yes.
Have a go at that one, did you?
I feel like I just rambled on just then.
A rambling man.
Did I ramble on? Or was it coherent?
Ramble on. I think it was pretty okay.
Pretty okay. That's great.
Okay. I'm done.
Yeah, this is, I'm not going to lie, this has been awkward and hard. No, it hasn't.
I was going to say, are you serious?
No, fuck no, dude. I'm having a great time.
Okay.
I'm having a great time.
Oh, here's a good one. I asked Josh and David this recently. What is one thing on your bucket list, if you have one? If you don't have a specific bucket list,
now
what's something you haven't done yet and really want to?
So, Rusty.
Yes.
We're good friends, right?
Yes.
Closer than most.
Maybe. Don't touch me.
Yeah, we're closer. We're closer. No, I've been a Rusty Holloway fan for a long time. I mean, and not like I'm like, oh my God, it's Rusty Holloway.
Oh my God.
Oh my God. No, but just I've always been supportive of my buddy, and
This is awkward.
yeah. So I was listening to the podcast, the last one with Josh, and who else? David, the guy that headbangs like
Yeah.
really like fucking crystals.
Like two. Yeah.
Crystals, man.
Yeah.
In the
He's
ears.
shaking crystals in his head. He's headbanging so much.
He's badass. You should watch it. But no, mine is scuba diving. Absolutely,
Really?
100. Yeah, it
You
has
haven't done
been.
that?
Well, I've done things like it.
Just not legit scuba diving.
No, not legit. Like
Full suit.
There's I've been in class for a week. There's an instructor right there. I'm underwater with my own rig on. I know what the parts are. I'm by myself.
Right.
With supervision, scuba diving. No, and that's one of mine, bro. But I've been long-term submerged with an oxygen source before, and there's just like little things you can do, like pay to do when you go on vacation and stuff. They'll take you out. And you just take a hose and you dive down with a weighted belt, and dude, like I find that environment addicting.
I can see that. I would have a constant fear of sharks. Just something coming out of nowhere to eat
dude,
me. Other than that, I don't know. I feel like I would have some sort of claustrophobic type of paranoia, because you can't see the end of anything around you, at a certain point. And that's kind of scary.
Yeah, it's kind of scary, but
not to interject myself, I just couldn't help to throw it out there.
Nah, scuba diving, man. I want to be a scuba diver.
You want to be a scuba diver, or you want to scuba dive? Those are two different things.
Well, yeah, to be a scuba diver is a person that scuba dives, kind of like on some sort of schedule.
On the reg.
On the reg. And then, no, I wanted to be a scuba diver. I want to have my own tank.
You want to be able to go out whenever you want to.
I want to be able to go to Lake Ray Hubbard just for the fuck of it and literally walk down,
Can you do that?
Yeah, just walk down from the beach.
Just walk into the water.
Windsurf Park. Windsurf Park.
Down to
I
the
literally
bottom.
just want to drive to Lake Ray Hubbard, get out of my car with my equipment, walk down to the beach of Windsurf Park, and then just walk into the water. Just go swim. And there's more to it than that. I mean, you have to set up flags and let people know you're there.
Yeah.
Like you have a little floatable skiff next to you with your equipment on it. But yeah, no, that's bucket list day.
Bucket list day?
Bucket list day.
Bucket list, though. That sounds really good through the mic.
Does it?
No.
Oh. What about this?
That sounds pretty cool. Okay, I have one more question here. We'll see what this leads to.
Do it.
If you had to choose, knowing for sure that this life was a simulation or a different dimension, as an alternate dimension of other dimensions, which would you rather it be?
So this be a simulation or a member of the multiverse?
Sure.
I would much rather that we be a member of the multiverse. Infinite universes that are infinitely different, but some are so similar you could spend a lifetime just looking for the difference, but then others drastic so crazily that it just doesn't even make sense. So I would rather be a member of the multiverse than to know that if this is a simulation, that there's no religious text on earth that can teach us about if we find out this is some kind of simulation. You know what I mean? There's no that's not Christianity. That's not that's not Muslim. That's not Buddhist or Jewish. I mean, if this is a simulation, there's no what is the Matrix really going to teach us how to win? No. If we're just a member of the multiverse, then that means this is all natural.
Exactly.
And that we're all good because we're figuring out our place in all of this, and that's great. If we're a simulation, that means there's something powered by an energy source projecting, and somebody is controlling that projector.
Right.
And that's probably a technician who's being controlled by a captain of some sort. And it's like their will is ultimate. Versus if we're members of the multiverse, then that's just, And it could be that that's, if we're members of the multiverse, what if we're the unlucky bastards that live in the thread of the multiverse that, we're a projection, right? And then another vein of the multiverse is we're a little bit more organic, like what we think, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Crazy?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I would agree. I think being a part of the multiverse
sounds way better.
Or, just a different dimension of any sort where there is more natural aspect, organic flow, evolution, whatever, that seems more appealing than being part of a game.
Yeah.
Essentially,
Yeah.
And that's, to be honest, that's what I thought about the other day, just driving, just thinking about a friend of a friend, people that I've known, where they just drop dead, something pops in their brain, or just a heart attack, whatever it is, just something that nobody saw coming whatsoever, and that happened. Like, what if that's somebody gaming out? Like, I'm done with this game. On to the next one.
Yeah.
That was player 3 billion out. Do you follow what I'm saying?
Yeah. Totally. Yeah, but like you see some guy croak out in the middle of the street, and that's some like
like the Matrix.
Yeah, and that's like there's some little kid like outside in, I guess, the real world. He'd be out in the real world like, it's time to go to bed. Just pause.
Yeah.
And then that's just that character like dying in the middle of the street.
Yeah.
Yeah, some shit like that.
That would be interesting.
It would.
That would suck real bad. And what if it was some sort of a simulation or game, but it was ran not by other people, but it was ran by machines? Running simulations on humans.
Okay, now we're talking about the Matrix. We see it's just like that. I mean, we got the Bible.
It's
the
the
Holy
future.
Trinity. Matrix 1, Matrix 2, and Matrix 3.
We'll just have to rewatch those and see how it goes. Oh, that's why it's that way.
Yeah.
Morpheus?
What about you, Rusty? So Morpheus holds out. You stay ignorant and happy as fuck, or you ruin your life and take the blue pill. What do you do?
I don't know what I would do, honestly. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what I would do. More and more nowadays, I want to have more knowledge. I feel like knowledge is power in a sense. I don't even want to use the word power, but I feel like knowledge is something that everyone deserves to have, needs to have, should have. And some people don't realize that it's maybe a little bit easier to obtain than they think. Doesn't always mean going to school and learning specific things. It's actually paying attention to everything that happens in your everyday life. Like I learn by seeing someone do something or watching them, maybe explain, but visually seeing something helps me learn. And even mentally being able to see something, picturing something in your head and learning that way. I feel like people just don't engage enough. They don't observe to learn. They observe to or to get to the next level. Just keep on trying to get to the next spot instead of retaining stuff. I feel like I did that for a long time. Yeah. That's why I'm much dumber than I would like to be at this point. I wasted a lot of time in school and didn't soak in that knowledge that I had access to.
Wisdom and education
are different.
Similar though, but
sure.
different. And I would consider you a very wise person. I like to think that I am a wise person. I like to think that. Could be wrong.
I like to think it too.
And what, that I'm a wise person?
No. No. Yes, you. Yes, you.
Yeah. Yeah. But as far as book smart goes, I mean, it's just not something I've ever had. No.
Yeah, and it's not 100%. That's a bike. It's not 100% necessary. I just feel
nice studio, Joe Rogan.
I feel more comfortable having some sort of knowledge about something before I talk about it. I want to, I'm not shy to talk and sound dumb and be educated on something, but I'd like to be able to do my own research too, and not waste time. That's like learning a song at band practice instead of practicing at home and being prepared at band practice.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So, what? So,
yeah.
I personally want to absorb as much knowledge as possible. I feel like a lot of people don't do that until later in life. And is that, do you feel like that?
What
is the case? That people don't really care about learning and really achieving
some form of a higher education.
Yeah, until you're through with school.
Yeah.
Or almost through with school. Or is that just me?
No.
Because I feel like that's the case, and that kind of sucks, because I do feel like it's a natural thing that you don't want to be caged through your childhood, you know, and stuck in a room forced to learn.
Bro. But
it's an interesting and likely very flawed system, I think, if you look at it, how it's played out over the years, and how we can probably implement some different teaching methods, you know, portions, or I don't know. I do not have the answer.
And I forget what the doctors wanted to call this, but I remember when I was in high school, like I would sit down in the classroom, and the class would be an hour long, and 20 minutes into that, I would be exhausted.
Yeah,
bro,
sure.
Just like eyes watering, not learning, not paying attention,
just trying to stay awake, you know.
Fucking miserable. Sorry, I wanted to make sure everyone heard me. Fucking miserable. And sometimes when I go to like training things at work, they'll send us like little training 2-day trainings. There's like, we have this director of education in our area, and he just, you know, we go classes with him, dude, and the guy's awesome. He's awesome, dude. He's a great teacher. He's very, very fun. He requires engagement, right? Really high quality training. It's fucking weird, dude. 30 minutes
but you can only handle so much, right?
30 minutes, dude. Like 30 minutes. We're talking 5 hours a day, dude, and I'm like 30 minutes into it, and I'm just like, okay, I just want to take a nap. I just want to take a nap, man, and maybe play with my phone and watch a bunch of unnecessary videos for an hour on the couch with the AC on and the lights off and the sun shining through the window with the fan on.
You said sunshine.
Sunshine.
That sounds awful, man. Don't do that.
What?
That sounds like a waste of time.
What?
You said an hour of that? Looking at unnecessary videos? Get out of here.
No,
don't do that.
What the fuck? No, I'm just saying, I would rather be doing that than fucking sitting in a classroom. I would also rather be at work. You know,
yeah,
just like
doing something productive, doing something that makes you feel like you have a purpose and some meaning, you know?
Listen, motherfucker, that sounds great. I'm talking about a nap, okay?
Do you have any interesting, fun plans scheduled in the next month or two?
No. I mean, yeah, but nothing. Yeah, I mean, do you?
Yeah. You go first.
No, yeah. Okay.
Okay, well, we're going to be going out of state to take some photos.
Yeah, that's cool.
For our wedding.
I know.
You don't know that.
Yeah, I do.
You don't know me, dude.
Yeah, I know you.
Man, that's all the questions that I had for you. I honestly figured that we would have engaged in longer conversation over some of these. So give me just a second. I'm going to find something else.
Are you just looking up questions?
No, just stuff that I've written down over past several weeks.
I got a question for you, Rusty.
Okay, go ahead.
Let me ask you a question.
Okay.
Are you ready for this?
Yeah.
That's a big one.
Okay.
Are you voting in the next primary election? Next presidential election?
I have no idea what that was. But that was fun.
Lots of fun.
I don't know that I will be.
You need to.
That does not mean that I won't. I don't know that I will be.
You have to.
Is the glass half empty or is it half full?
If you don't
It's
vote,
neither.
if you don't vote, then you can't complain about the portion of your glass that's not full. But if you vote, you can at least complain about some of that. Maybe not the whole thing, but yeah, dude.
I don't think so. I think there's a George Carlin video of him talking about this. I think he had some decent points. I really don't have an opinion either way. I think red and blue is dumb as poo.
Red and blue?
Yes.
What does that
I
mean?
think Republicans and Democrats.
Oh, yeah.
I think all the separation is completely
It's insane.
just stupid.
I mean, okay, so can I say something to that point?
yes.
Okay, I believe in the Second Amendment. I don't believe any government.
Which one would that be?
The
The right to bear arms?
Yeah, the right to keep and bear arms, right?
To have your bear arms.
Yeah, and so I don't think any government official should show up and take any firearms I may or may not own. Now, here's the deal. Not every person who has never been caught for a felony is fit to own a firearm. I mean, I'm friends with several morons that I hope to God never own a firearm. They're fucking stupid. I don't think they're murderers. But
Right.
that's...
It endangers themselves and everyone around them.
Just
yes.
because they're fucking idiots, right? And you love them, right? Sometimes we have friends like that. And so I guess I'm in the middle, aren't I? I'm not on either side of that. I'm right in the middle. Like, we have to find a comprehensive way to not change one of the basic ground rules, right? Okay, and there's other things too. So like immigration, it's really hard and it really sucks. But not every single one of those refugees can come into the country. I'm sorry. It's hard. They'll bring disease. They'll bring poverty. Even if we did everything we possibly could to house them, you know what I mean? They're not going to get the attention they deserve. It's hard. It's hard, right? But Trump wanting to build a wall, being so aggressive and right wing the way that he is, and he you know, sometimes accused of saying racist things, and just this whole package, like right in the middle. It doesn't have to be so hard. They can't all come in. We don't have to be quite such dicks about it. You know what I mean? Are you in the middle?
Yeah. I don't lean to one side or the other. There's no reason to. There really is no reason to. Yeah. That's like just saying black and white. It's either black or it's white. There's no gray areas. That's not how it works.
No.
There's different situations. There's different problems people have and cities have, and just it does not make sense to slam one way or the other. And especially when you're talking to somebody, if you felt like you were hardcore on the right and someone told you that you're about to meet someone that is hardcore left and you're supposed to talk to this person, just have a conversation with them, you would probably approach it differently than you would someone that is leaning hard to the right, just the same.
No, well, I mean, so I know people...
I'm not saying intentionally.
I know people that lean hard to the right that'll stand in line with somebody who leans hard to the left, and whatever the fuck that means. What exactly does that mean, asshole? But the point is, I've got buddies that lean both ways, and if they were to talk to each other, it'd be a pleasant conversation that had nothing to do.
Some people are like that, sure.
Well, but they were talking about the quality of person. The person, we live in a respectful democracy. A person that says, no, I can't get coffee with you because of your political views, that's anti-American. That you can't even have a cup of coffee with a law-abiding American citizen. You know, was it McCain or I forget? It was one of Obama's main competitors. And anyways, I just remember seeing the footage, and this woman stands up and goes, now that Obama man, he wasn't even... he wasn't even born in the USA. Some say he's a Muslim. And he goes, ma'am, no. He's a good, wholesome family man, a good American, one that I just have some disagreements with, right? That was civilized.
Right.
Right. So if you know anybody that's willing to blow off plans, disappoint people based on political view, non-violent political views, right? What would you call that? Stupid, right? There's got to be a better way. Sucky attitude, stinking thinking, negative Nancy.
Stinking thinking.
Negative
That's a good
Nancy.
one. I like that one.
Yeah, but
that's just stinking thinking, bro.
Stinking thinking, bro. It's thinking.
It's idiotic mentality.
If you lean hard to the left and you find yourself in a situation where you need to be intimate with somebody who's far to the right, don't reject that with negative feelings. Embrace, what can I learn from this person by being pleasant that might either help me prove my point or show me that I have more to learn.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
Help me prove my point with your speech. Let's talk about this.
That's the problem, is nobody talks about it. Everybody screams one line, and then everyone else hears it, and then they follow and scream the same line.
Let's be clear. Everybody screens one line. Screens. Like your phone screens. Everybody screens one time.
That. Screams and screens.
All that.
Yeah.
All that. And you're just heard. And it's...
Because everyone is basically media.
Yeah. Yeah, we are media.
You can turn into just a high sought after media source immediately just because you shared something that nobody else had.
Right.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
You have so much power just by having a phone and an internet connection.
Yeah, dude, I can't listen. I'm sitting here on my buddy's podcast, right? And we're talking about these things, and I'm what'd you just say?
What?
Remind me what you just said.
I said something about...
I completely lost my train of thought. Help me. Okay.
You just erased my mind when you said, what were we talking about? That was something... You just had some sort of mental...
breakdown.
I don't know what you just did to me. But you said, what were we talking about? And it just erased my brain. Immediately.
It's my power.
Are you working for the government?
No. No. Their standards are way too high.
Well, I mean, it was politics.
Yeah.
And I don't really like to talk politics. Well, that's one of those things that I was actually getting at earlier with education. I don't know enough about it to fully engage and feel confident that I'm standing for something specific, which I don't try to anyway. It's more of just being conscious about your intentions. Somebody says that Trump has done amazing things for this country and whatever, and he's a genius, whatever. He sounds like a 15-year-old most of the time when he tweets and does stuff. I know that's different than how people talk normally. Text and talk is different. But watch some videos of the dude, and he still sounds a little bit like maybe a 15 or 16-year-old sometimes, and I don't get it. I think people are just a little bit blinded by the things that they like. Yeah, the Cheeto Puffs.
The Cheeto Puffs.
I'm not saying I don't like him. I'm just saying I don't agree with people calling him a genius. I think he sounds kind of like a dingus a lot of times.
Okay, so I don't even know if this is true. I heard this from my dad, bro, when we were just chit-chatting a while back. We had a beer together. My dad told me this, and he said, son, this is proof that Donald Trump is fucking stupid. I got proof right here. So read this article, right? This article was written with testimonies from 15 of the most prominent stock investors in the world, and all 15 of them were in Manhattan, and they all got together and wrote this article, right? So how Trump says he has $6 billion, right?
I guess.
They said that all he would have had to do was just invest his family's money into regular stock, and he would have like 7 or 8 times the amount of money he had now, right? And it was so simple, and it was so easy, and it was so basic, and it was just the right move to do, and everybody knew it, and it wasn't a secret, and he had advisors and lawyers telling him. He had to have had people telling him, all you got to do is invest this money, and you will double it and triple it, and you will be one of the richest billionaires on the planet. He already is, but he would be more so, right? And he just didn't. What a fucking idiot. You don't even have to work. Let people work for you. Invest all your money, and you would be 7 times as wealthy. Why didn't he do it?
Don't need to.
I'm going to invest in the real estate.
Investments are for babies.
I don't know.
I look like a baby.
I don't know. I don't know nothing about nothing, but I had totally a great conversation with the president of the U.S. Virgin Islands. He didn't say U.S., but he's like, I had a great conversation with the president of the Virgin Islands, and it's like, oh, Mr. Trump, you are the president of the U.S. Virgin Islands. Lying about shit when there's absolutely no reason to lie.
Yeah. That's what I mean by 15, 16-year-old. Exaggerating stories, or some of his wording is like some kid writing a report and trying to fill up space. You have to have 100 lines and you only really have 60. So you fill the other lines with just junk.
Folks. It's huge, folks.
It's just unnecessary babble.
Yeah.
But they just love it. All these people love it.
Yeah, they do.
Love it or to hate it. What are you doing with your hair right now?
I don't know. Do you think this has been a good talk so far?
Yeah.
Do you think you can cut something okay from it?
Definitely. Definitely, dude. Do you have to vacate at any point?
Not really.
Okay. Let's go.
Let's see. I got to be at work at 10 tomorrow. It's 10 now. Eva gets out at 10, so we might need to take a break so I can smoke a cigarette and talk to my lady.
No.
What the fuck? I just got a picture of my head in the jungle, and we're like marching through with like shotguns, and you're like, do it again. So we're walking through the woods.
What if we just sat here and laughed for 30 seconds straight? Have you ever laughed uncontrollably? Maybe for more than 10 seconds?
Oh, yeah. Hard, like
to the point where you thought, I might die because of how hard I'm laughing and I can't breathe.
Do you remember when
almost a panic attack?
Me, you, and Brent in California?
Yeah.
In the Yosemite Mountains camping?
Yeah.
Me waking up at like fucking 5:30 in the morning for no reason and just busting out laughing, and I couldn't control it. And it was weird, and I don't know why, but I was laughing so hard. I literally felt like my rib cage was going to break. My stomach the muscles in my stomach were aching.
That's just super weird. Not normal, my friend. You need to go get checked up by the gynecologist. Gynematologist.
Gynecologist?
No, not that one.
Why do I need to go to the doctor? What did I say again?
I don't know. You sound like a psychopathic maniac.
Oh, yeah, no, where I was laughing so hard that I felt like my lungs were going to pop.
Yeah, at 5 o'clock in the morning for no reason at all.
Or 3 or whenever.
Whenever it was 8 o'clock in the morning.
Fucking dark and cold as shit with not enough blankets and no cushion to sleep on.
It was dark and cold o'clock, okay.
Dark and cold o'clock.
That was great. It was good times.
Meditating on the side of that cliff.
It was probably a highlight of this year.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Even though we almost got into a fight in Brent's living room.
Yeah.
That was weird.
Yeah, I was going to punch you so hard.
No, you weren't.
No, I told you I was going to knee you in the balls.
Yeah,
I wouldn't have done it.
I
might have.
Well, listen. Weirdest thing, I don't think it did anything to our relationship.
No, man.
No, fuck no.
No, because we talked about it. That's what people don't do, is you don't talk about it. I fucked up. I made a mistake, and I tried to apologize, and you still made fun of me. You probably still will for a long time. And that's fine. I deserve that.
Well,
but the fact that we talked about it for real, you know.
A couple times. And to be clear, when we talked about it, I mean, yeah, it almost seems like a drain to even talk about it. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah. No.
Nah, stupid. But no, man, totally, I'd say highlight of my year. Absolutely, dude. And Brent, he's, yeah, I know it's hard on the guy, but he's got such a cool setup there in California.
Yeah.
Like that little apartment is.
Definitely. That's a nice place.
Blessing, you know.
That roof was amazing.
Oh my God, could you imagine?
No.
Literally cook every single meal upstairs. And when the gas tanks run
That
out,
sounds exhausting. All the dishes?
paper plates.
Okay. We'll just kill the earth real fast.
Oh, yeah. Hemp plates. They break down.
Hemp plates. And then you roll them up.
Shh.
I hear intruders. Smell like bacon. Smell like it. So we had a lot of pizza earlier.
Oh, God. It's like
Do you remember the pizza that we had?
It wasn't gooey dough. It was gluey dough. And now it's all glued together into one solid piece inside of my fucking intestine. And it's slowly going to slide down, making me less and less physically attractive as it gets lower. And then once the pizza has completely left my system, I might be back to my spry little self, but
looking for more pizza.
Maybe, but I know that earlier we did one of my favorite drugs.
What's that?
Ordering fucking pizza.
Addiction to food.
Addiction to food. It's fucking amazing. Don't talk about your
food
addiction.
Is really good.
Yeah, don't talk about your addiction to food. You don't have an addiction to food.
I do. You don't know my struggles.
I know your
You
struggles.
don't know what my brain does. My brain does all sorts of weird things. I don't even know what it does, dude. I don't know what it's doing right now.
You're so stupid. You only use like 5%.
You only use like 1%.
That's not true. That's not true.
1.5 maybe.
You know what? You're
Chicken
right.
butt.
You're right. So now, you know what? By that point, I'm not fit to live by myself. So I need to go move into a home where all of my responsibilities and all of my needs are met. I'll play PlayStation for the rest of my life. You know, it'll be hard.
Yeah.
It'll be hard. You know, bringing dates home to the kind of the nutty house. Why do you live here? Well,
I'm kind of a nut.
yeah. Apparently my IQ is 1.25.
That's disgusting,
Fuck.
dude.
Yeah, but you did it first.
Nasty, but mine wasn't that gross.
So there's a double standard here.
There is, and the first standard is mine are okay. Was that a fart?
No.
No.
No, it wasn't.
No. No. I like the Australian no. No. No.
No.
No.
No.
This is dumb.
Don't try to hang up the phone and pay attention to me right now.
What? Is that a song?
No.
Did you just make it up?
No, dude.
What? Nothing that you have said has made sense.
We are all dumber for Is that
At
true?
no point in your incoherent rambling.
I want to replay that back so I can hear what I just said.
No,
Please?
I can't.
Yes, you can.
We can't do that.
Why?
Sir.
No, what I was playing is me like sitting in my living room when the people call about your extended factory warranty.
Yes.
And when they get on the phone, I'm like, "Hi, Philip. You wanted to call and talk to me about my vehicle's extended warranty? Yeah, what do you know about it? Tell me, describe it to me. What kind of car do I drive? What kind of car do I drive?
Is this real?
I would talk to them like that, and it'd freak them the fuck out. They would get real uncomfortable. Be like, "Sir, I'm sorry for bothering you."
I want to say,
Just freak them the fuck.
I want to hit number 2 or whatever and talk to somebody, and then when they answer the phone, just say, "Yeah, I am so interested. I have so much money, but I don't have time to talk about it right now. What is the best number I can call you back at?" And then get that number. And maybe that will lead us to some sort of place that we can blow up with all the bombs in the world.
What the fuck are you doing? Yo,
I despise these people.
Yo,
I don't get it. What? Hello? Who are we talking to?
Yeah.
What the hell just happened?
So I have one of those people calling me, and I had like kind of the same phone number. And I just called it back, and then
You dummy, that's a regular person. The ones that they call you from, they're hijacking, ghosting another number. Almost always when you call it back, somebody is just a regular person. Hello? They say, I didn't call you. That's not them. They like ping off of numbers similar to yours.
I got a crazy one the other day. It was a lady. It was a lady by the name of Jitesh, and she was saying, "Hey Bentley, how are you? Remember me? It's Jitesh. We used to hang out in the Navy." And I was like, "Oh yeah?" And she was like, "Yeah, don't you remember me?" And I was like, "No, not really." She was like, "Oh, that's all right." And I was like, "Man, this seems weird. What were you calling me about?" And she was like, "Well, I wanted to see if you wanted to get a beer, man, but you don't even remember me." And I was like, "No, I'm sorry." And she was like, "We used to kick ass in the Navy together." And then that's when it clicked. Used to kick ass in the Navy together? The people I was friends with in the Navy would never go, "Oh, we were kicking ass in the Navy together." Are you fucking kidding me? My friends would never call me from the Navy and say, "Hey, remember me from the Navy?" They would say, "Hey, it's Bill. You want to go get a drink?" As soon as she said, "Oh, we used to kick ass in the Navy together," it's like, no, bitch. No, we didn't. Where was I stationed at? She was like, "Pensacola, Florida, man." And I was like, "Listen, this is weird. What do you want?" And she was like, "Oh, you must have had your brain erased in the hospital." And I was like, "What the fuck?" And then I hung up on her. And then I tried calling her back a few minutes later to fuck with her. And it was a ghost number. It didn't go to anything. It went doot.
That actually kind of gives me goosebumps.
Why?
I have no idea. I didn't like the way that felt.
Well, my story?
Why did you do that to me? Isn't that weird?
What? I'm telling a story about my life and you got bad feelings?
Not necessarily that, but yes, that is very interesting. When you hear people say things, I got goosebumps by you saying something. That is weird, right?
Yeah. Yeah. People are weird, man.
No, not people are weird.
Human beings.
The brain is...
It's weird. It's a powerful electrobiological machine.
You can read text. Josh told me yesterday he read something that got him choked up. That's not an uncommon thing that we all experience, but just thinking about that, you read something, you picture it in your head, and you get sad, and you can almost cry over something. It's just words. It's just words put together that make some sort of sense, and your brain triggers that way. That's just like reading something that makes you mad. You can get pissed off that quick too. It's crazy how we're just built to, I guess, react that way.
Yeah, man.
Instinctually.
Yeah.
Why? Why would we do that?
What?
Why do we do that?
Do what?
What?
Why do we let our imaginations run wild?
We can't help it.
No. You know what? I honestly hope, that thing that some people say about we only use like 20% of our brains. I really hope
is it 20 or 10?
10% of our brains, whatever.
I think it's 10. I don't know.
I really hope that that's true. Because if that is true, then that means the human race, there's so much potential for growth.
But there's so much more research in the human brain of the parts that we do use. And I don't recall hearing anything about a bunch of data being collected from those other parts of your brain that you don't use. associating, well, maybe it does this, maybe it serves this purpose. I don't think I've ever seen anything like that. So what if there is, we discover some sort of telepathic part of our brains that we just needed this one thing to unlock. And once you know it, then it unlocks it for everybody. You just have to know it. You just have to see it. That could be as simple as reading a text. The text says this, and it just triggers something in your brain that opens that part. Maybe that's part of the simulation.
Yeah.
We got to find that. Are you okay?
I'm actually doing great.
That's real good to hear.
Yeah, I'm glad you asked. Thank you.
How does death and or grief affect your everyday life?
Oh, yeah. That affects me greatly. I mean, and if it doesn't affect you, I just don't understand that. I can understand not wanting to talk about it, but people who claim that, oh, yeah, death in the family, death of a friend, death of a relationship.
Sure.
You can do without that. And it's like, I know you can do without it, you're going to be fine, but in the short term, it affects me greatly, I think, and all.
Yeah. Do you think about it every day? Or once a week, or like, does something randomly hit you of a family member or a friend or anyone?
Tommy Gaspard, of course, my granddad's.
And is that events in the day that remind you of that person or something that you experienced with them?
No, once they're gone, mourn them as fast and as hard as you can. Sometimes it's a few months maybe, but really you shouldn't let it affect your life that much. Like these people that are upset that they lost their dads 10 years ago, it's like, that's very sad.
It really is sad.
That's very sad. That's hard. But after 10 years, I don't think your dad, if he truly loved you, he wouldn't want you boo-hooing about it like that. And I know that's a hard thing to say, but...
Well, you don't have to say boo-hooing, but just grieving that seriously, that long. That's no way to live.
When I grieve really, 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 really hard, I won't eat anything for 2 days. And that's when I'm really grieving. Untimely loss of, person of importance in my family.
Yeah.
Right? Which has happened before a few times. And I don't know, grieve them hard, grieve them fast, but don't
dwell.
Yeah, my God, I'm not going to be here once I'm gone. Don't be sad about me for a long time. Yeah. This is a lot of fun.
It's always fun, man. I really enjoy doing this.
Yeah, I know. I can tell.
And I enjoy doing it with people that I enjoy conversating with.
Yeah.
I'm still trying to figure out what I need to do as a host of sorts,
Yeah.
Just trying to feel it out. And everybody's different. I want everyone to feel comfortable and welcome and free to speak their piece,
Yes.
And maybe help each other learn some stuff that we didn't learn before,
Yes or no?
No, I mean.
Yes or no?
Or no.
Do you have any to date, yes or no, to date, do you have any podcasts that stick out in your mind where you're like, fuck, that was boring. How am I going to edit together a fun little interview with this one?
Oh, no.
Not yet?
No, I haven't had enough to do that at all. No.
Still brand new?
It just gets boring editing sometimes, but I'll come across a funny part that I really enjoy. God.
I don't know. I wrote a word of mouth piece.
All right, so
remember
wait, what?
Your last guest from your last podcast, Mr. Josh Johnson and David, and I heard them talking throughout the podcast, and I wrote a word of mouth piece about the two of them.
Okay.
And
how does it go?
Josh and David sitting in the tree. KISS. ING. First comes love. Second comes marriage. Third comes the baby in the baby carriage.
Mm-hmm. Is that it?
That was it.
Good God.
I just edited that out. Please don't fuck me.
It's good.
Please don't fuck me with the.
We'll leave that one in there.
Please don't fuck me with the final rendering of this fight.
I'll have to take out quite a bit of stuff, but it's okay. It's honestly, yeah, because we've experienced it, man. We're here together, and it's a good time. That's what it's all about.
Yeah.
If somebody can listen to this and get some entertainment, I can't say that I'm teaching anybody anything. Somebody else might be, but you might gain some sort of knowledge about something you didn't know that we talked about, or inspiration of some sort. I don't know. I'm just hoping that somebody gets something out of it.
Yeah, I mean,
but you and I are having a good time right now. Yeah. So
there's a short,
that matters.
There's a shorthand there.
Where?
Motherfucker, do you know what I meant?
No.
We have a shorthand, like we have a shorthand,
like
a quick way of communicating. Ease of understanding.
Yes.
Ease of understanding.
Easy. My voice isn't as exhausted this time. I wonder if that's. I was gonna say I wonder if it's related to food, but I mean I had pizza and cinnamon sticks.
Pizza and cinnamon sticks.
We had way too
only
many.
The best cinnamon sourced.
You were breathing way too loud in that microphone.
I'm trying to sound like that guy from NPR, Prairie Home Companion.
I don't know what that means.
Oh my God, Rusty.
Yes.
I want you to hear this guy's voice real quick.
I don't want to. Oh my God.
It's so relevant.
Relevance is only a matter of opinion. Do you hear me, boy?
I do.
Boy, what are you doing?
Listen to this voice. Hold on.
Listen to my voice. Hello.
Oh, whatever. That's some stupid shit.
That's not the right one.
The Prairie Home Companion, he's a guy, and I'm trying to sound like we had 2 hours on Sunday night to talk about the Prairie Home Companion, where he's from, and some little bitty town somewhere where the women are beautiful.
I don't really like this at all. I don't like what I hear in my headphones.
Oh.
This is... I'm sorry, I really didn't like that.
Please don't fuck me.
Oh my God. Man, okay, so this has been pretty fun. I'm going to go to sleep now. Thanks. Do you have anything else you'd like to discuss?
This is fun, dude. I literally feel like we just record. See, is it weird?
Yeah. Yep.
We literally just recorded us hanging out. I mean, obviously I think there was more talking than what we would normally do. A lot of times we don't talk a whole super bunch when we hang out.
Mm-hmm.
We do, but we don't. Does that make sense?
Yes, of course.
Sitting quiet.
You don't always have to. That's the good thing about being with people that you're comfortable with, is you don't have to always fill that silence. You can be in silence with someone.
Totally.
You know? It's okay.
Yeah.
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 All right, so I'll see you later.
Do you have no. Do you have exit music?
Mm-hmm.
Do it. Push that fucking button, Rusty. Push the fuck out of that button right now. Push the button right now. We've talked a lot.
We've talked a lot.
It's been exhausting, really.
Not really.
No, it's been fun.
I thought it was good.
It was very good. I was trying to be funny, but...
Okay, well, if we're going to be here at the end, then here we are at the end.
Oh, shit.
Thanks, Bentley.
You're welcome, Rusty.
What?
I said you're welcome, Rusty. You're welcome, Rusty.
Thanks, Bent. All balls Bentley.
Oh, good God. Please don't fuck me.